safe parking lots for homeless that live in their vehicle. So we have typically about 100 to 125 individuals every night between our two sites that are homeless and reside in their vehicle. So we're directly working with the homeless on a nightly basis with case management type services and trying to get them back into housing or shelter type systems. The vacancy rate is extremely low, so there's nothing to rent out there. And if there is to rent, the cost of rental is very high. There is affordable housing going up quickly. There's quite a few different organizations that are focused on that, Community Housing Works and a few others. But the issue that we hear from them too is as soon as they announce that they're building affordable housing, they start getting calls to go on a wait list. And they'll have 100 units and they'll have 3,000 people on a wait list to try to get that 100 units. For the North County region, it's not in my backyard. It's that idea of, well, we're just going to give them free housing. Why would we do such a thing? They need to earn that. Yeah, you can have a facility, but go do that downtown San Diego. And so when you tell someone, you can do it, just pick yourself up, and the person's like, by your bootstraps. Well, I don't even have bootstraps to do that with. It's not a lack of will. So tell them time and time again, I want to work. I don't want to live on the street. People think we want to live here. They try to pick themselves up, but then get doors slammed in their face to where now they have mental health issues. And so it isn't as simple as they can do it themselves. Majority of the homeless services are focused in downtown San Diego, in the central region. North County has lagged when it's come to actual homeless type services. There's been a strong resistance to shelters in the North County. Directly saw it when we did try to operate a safe parking program up here in the North region. And we basically got asked to leave the city twice up here in Vista. It's been time and time again and continue to be proven as the most successful model to really address homelessness. Even those with high mental health issues and drug and alcohol issues, you put them into housing, their usage goes down significantly. They start becoming more compliant and willing to address services because they're not in this constant crisis mode of being on the streets. That's the amount of money it costs to actually put someone in a shelter. It's cheaper literally to pay the rent of an apartment. The ambulances, the hospitals, the jail time, police calls, and versus and comparing it to what it would cost just to literally house them. And to house them is like a fourth of the cost of all the other services. This is not just a social welfare type program, that it really is a way to not only address homelessness immediately, but long term. It's just been a struggle in this county as a whole on this movement to housing first model. But I do have hope because we are making progress here in San Diego. It's taken a long time. We're very much lagging behind other cities, but we are making progress. More and more organizations are coming online. And it's coming to that understanding that housing should be basic human rights.